On a long time, we're back. Deal with the freezing, guys. It's a new thing. That's how we film now.
Wait, are we doing this as an episode now?
Yeah.
I thought we were chatting first. I thought we were chatting first about this, and then we were gonna be like, okay, now we start. I've not even done
this
the
is an
intro.
episode and going for 10 minutes, so good edited. Good luck editing.
Where I need to do like a thing of like, yo, welcome to CandlerCreativeChats.
You could do that now and edit it and put it there.
Oh, that's gonna be so annoying to edit. Yo, welcome to CandlerCreativeChats. We are back, and we are back with podcast flame Kelvin Hewlett, and I'm excited. We've been gone a while. I did a solo episode last week before. I did a solo episode, I don't know, whenever I did a solo episode. That was the last episode I did. But this week, we're back, and I'm at Kelvin's house in his new podcast setup, and it's so cool. It really does feel like a proper podcast, and I'm digging it. I'm vibing. It's good. It's cool.
Awesome,
so sweet. Let's get started. So
yeah, man. Let's get right back to it.
Oh my days. I don't even know how to start now, because I thought we were talking about this.
Well, maybe I can. I'd like to let the people know. March 26th, I woke up with Bell's palsy. As
Yes.
you know.
Oh my God. You know what? Actually, let's just start. Let's just get right to it. Let's get right to it, and let's just give a slight update, because when I did my solo episode as well, actually, Kelvin, I didn't really want to mention anything about that, just because, like, you know, I don't know if you want it to be out there, so I just.
Oh no, it's not a big deal for me.
Yeah. So, but I just left it anyway. And I thought we could maybe bring it up now. So obviously, like I said on my solo episode, why I was away, I went to New Zealand. It was a spontaneous thing, blah, blah, blah. Then I had the event, which was taking up my whole entire existence. But Kelvin, what have you been up to? What have you been doing since we kind of last had the episode? And we even saw each other, really.
Yeah, no.
So,
I've literally just been at home relaxing, watching K-drama, as I said when you came in.
Yeah.
Relaxing and chilling, and just trying to get myself together, because half of my face, as I said, March 26th, I woke up and I was paralyzed, man. I couldn't do anything. It wouldn't move, and it was a bit more painful back then. I haven't fully recovered, but it's way better than what it was. Way better, and you feel more muscles coming back. I have exercises and things I have to do on a daily basis. The only thing I would say about Bell's palsy, which I've been quite disappointed, was the medication that they gave me.
Oh, really?
Because it was steroids, and I've never taken any sort of steroid in my life. And I was it did say steroid on it, but I was kind of hoping maybe there's some sort of medication. When I look into it, it's actual steroid, because the steroids help helps your muscles to help you to use the muscles. So it forces your muscles to sort of work. And then there was some sort of antibiotic alongside with it. I did finish the medication, but I'm not going to go get any more.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that kind of stuff in my body. I've managed all my life not taking any sort of substances or anything. Even for the sake of getting my face back to normal, I'm not gonna go and take any more, you know. And I wish that the doctor, and she was lovely, but I wish she sort of explained to me that this is the medication that we're going to give you is a steroid, you know. I wish there was an option. And so I was like, okay, cool, you know, whatever you need, give it to me, I'll take. But now I know, if you have a issue or problem, you go to the doctor. They say they're going to give you medication. Instead of being ignorant like I would sort of ask, okay, what do I need to better myself with this? Because I'd rather look for an alternative, health-wise, because there's foods and things that you can do, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather find another way.
It's easy for them just to go straight to the drugs.
Which is fine. There's loads of research over hundreds of years that they know more than me, obviously, but it's a personal thing for me, where Like if it means I'm going to fall, as in I'm gonna pass away, it is what it is. Like, I just rather my body be fuel. You know, I don't want to know that I've injected certain things to my body. Well, I don't panic about certain things, so I don't let it get to me. It is what it is. I took it. It was there, and that's it. I finished the line for 10 days, and that was it. But I've been doing very well.
Could you actually, as well, just explain? Because you explained it to me, but I need a little bit of a refresher anyway. Could you explain what? Is it Bell's palsy, right?
Bell's palsy.
Bell's
yeah.
palsy. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you just explain like what that kind of is, and how that's affected you?
So Bell's palsy is it's something that when you contract it, when you get it, and nobody knows when you can get it. You can get it through a virus, which I didn't have. My body was completely fine, completely clean. Or it could be a damage of one of your nerves, through damaged nerves. It's mostly contracted when you've got some sort of virus, but there's no actual diagnosis as to how you can contract Bell's palsy. No, it could pretty much happen to anyone, apparently so. But for me, I suspect it was damaged nerve, and I suspect that I had damaged the nerve somewhere in my right eye, hence why the right side of my face is not functional or moving as well. And nerves take a long time to heal, and so it can take anywhere from 2 to 6 months for your nerves to heal properly, so everything can function, go back to normal.
It's only been a month, right?
It's been 2 months.
2 months now.
Yeah,
oh my God.
it's been 2 months.
Of course, we're in June.
Yeah, it's been 2 months.
Oh my God,
It's been a while, and
that's mad.
you asked how it's affected me. Like work-wise, I haven't been able to work because, you know, like yourself, I work in the media, in film, so I didn't feel comfortable. I actually had booked work in April, which I had to turn down. They weren't happy. But I did send a video so that they wouldn't know.
Peru.
Yeah. just so that they wouldn't think I'm joking. And the second time come around, I had to cancel again, and obviously they said it's not looking good. But I'm not stressing out. I'm not stressing out. I understand that the film industry, they have their schedules. They need to be reliant on people and things like that. But from what we've experienced, you know, we tend to get less leeway. And again, understandable. They have thousands of people that they're dealing with. So that's their end. I like a little bit more respect for me personally, just because I know about me. I don't really care about anyone else about what they've experienced with other people. So, but obviously we can't develop that kind of relationship one-to-one because they're dealing with hundreds and thousands of people. So it is what it is.
That goes across the board though, about respect. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how many people are on your books for an agency or on a film set. These are all individual people. These are all individual creative people, and you know, even if they don't see themselves as creatives, I mean, you know my take on that. I think everyone's creative. Yeah. But you know, these are still all individual people, and there needs to be some sort of respect. Whether there's a hierarchy thing or like whatever, like there still needs to be respect of the individual trying to make something of themselves and doing something for themselves. Yeah. In the circumstances that they're in.
Well, you know, Dan, it's come to a point for me now where I feel as though I no longer wish. You're right, there needs to be that respect and they should do better, but I no longer rely on it. I just can't. It's like, it is what it is. That's where they are,
which is sad.
But we can do our own thing. That's where I'm at the moment right now. I think when people don't like something, I've actually followed this all my life without even really knowing. I've worked in the catering industry for how long now? And whenever I went to a job, and I would work, I'd show respect. I come to work on time. I do the best I can. I speak with the management. I give them the support. I show them I'm a professional. I'm here to work. When they go too far, when I don't get that respect, I don't just get up and leave. I have a word with them. I speak with them. we try and get to an understanding. If we can't get to an understanding, I always go to the management and said, thank you very much, guys, but I think that'll be it for me. I notify them of my last shift. They say, thank you very much for Kelvin, sorry to see you go. I've had no I could always get good references for my past jobs. No one has a bad thing to say. But whenever the excuse I always got was, it's not me, Kelvin, it's the company, it's the heads, that's all they wanted. And I'd always turn to the manager right there in front of me and I'd go, you know what, I completely understand, no problem, it's not for me. And then I would just walk away. I just walk away because I refuse to sort of bend the knee.
No, fully,
so
and that's a really good point as well, though, because it's so easy for us just to be like, oh no, okay, I'll just follow that path and follow that easy kind of way of doing things by just bending the knee, like you just said, and just giving in. But actually, like, if we all step up, this is the whole thing of like with like, you know, stuff going on in like society and like, you know, the governments and all these powers that these governments are inflicting on people and all these different things that are happening. We don't feel like we have power. Well, and actually, we are the ones with the power.
Yeah.
It's actually, you know, even if we go a bit deeper, it's probably even our minds that are hindering us from believing we have that power, but we have that power. Exactly like you just said. If every single person in that catering thing saw, you know, if you spoke to everyone in that catering job and they all thought the same, and you walked out and then they saw it and then everyone walked out, what would they do? They'd be left with nothing.
And that's how you can make change. I've given this to countless amounts of people, this sort of example, saying that you can use this sort of rhetoric, like when it came to the whole, you remember when during COVID, when they put the gas prices up, everyone was panicking. There was no petrol, and there's no petrol. I say gas. That's American. There was no petrol. No, there's no petrol.
No, but the gas prices. No, but gas did go up though because of the whole
that as well
thing, right?
Yeah, that as well. But I remember people telling me they were complaining there's no petrol, and they brought in the new zones and you got to pay these charges and all this sort of stuff. And everyone's complaining. I said to myself, I gave up the example. I said, well, we can all fix this. It's not a problem. Number one, don't go to work. Why are you all going to work? I'm confused. You said there's no petrol, right? Not going to work.
Yeah.
Imagine if the whole community around the UK did that. No one went to work. What would they do then? And then after all that, they put the prices up, and everyone went, well, I refuse to pay. Not doing it. Because we're scared about, I gotta pay my bills, I gotta do this and that. You can still do all of that, and we will do all of that. We're just not paying for that petrol. And we're not going to work. Not of any fault of my own, your fault. And I won't go into the whole conspiracy theories to what happened with the petrol. We don't want to go down that road.
I mean, we could.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, go.
No, you're good. You won't get in anyone's way. You're fine.
No, we can cut it.
We can cut it. We can edit it.
Yeah. No, you've ruined the whole entire thing.
Yeah. Or we might just keep it like that. It's fun.
In fact, In fact, we might. In fact, I probably will.
Yeah, it's a cool episode. It's a cool episode. We're back. You know what? Who says how you should have?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what we were just saying before the episode.
Exactly.
So, and like, we have to have this kind of setup and this thing. Like, you can literally do whatever you want, and this is the realization that I'm having to get myself in, is because even though I say most of the time, like I have to be this individual, and I want to be different and all this, I think I'm actually, if I have to be real with myself, I'm probably chatting bollocks to myself, because I do probably subconsciously follow these patterns and try and copy what people do subconsciously because in the back of my mind I'm like, okay, well no, I have to, and it goes back to this whole perfectionism thing. I have to be perfect. If I'm not perfect, I'm not doing what they're doing. I'm not going to get seen. And if I've not seen, and I literally said this in our last episode, the solo episode, like if you're not seen, you're not shown. No, if you're not show, if you're not, if you don't, oh God's sake, it's left me now. But basically, if you're not seen out there, then you're not known, and if you're not known, then you're not working and you're not successful. And it's like, you know, like what is this? I think if we can get more success
Added
from
pressure.
yeah, it's this added pressure, and I think we can actually get even more success for ourselves by doing what we've just literally just been talking about, going away from this, you know, the easy route, which is to follow other people and try to be this perfected thing that will just doesn't exist. Lead away from that and do your own thing. You know what I mean? And like whether that is doing your own thing and with the stuff we talk about, or leaving the bloopers in and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And just have our own flow. Eventually you get your own success from that. Because you're starting to come to that realization of actually who you are and what your values are.
And you relieve yourself from the stress as well.
And
all that mental anxiety, etc. You know, because like you just said, we were putting ourselves under a little bit of mental stress just now talking about, and then as you can see, that was my daughter, by the way, guys. She's
literally been standing out over there trying to.
And she was like, "Oh, I don't want to mess up the thing that you got going." The reality is that, Dan's here at my home. We're having a lovely session here, podcast session at my home. And my daughter's here, you know what I mean? She's a part of it, you know what I mean? And everyone else at home that's watching is going to have to deal with it. You know, that's it. Why should we have to stress out to make it in such a certain way so they go, oh, there was no...
Yeah.
He had his daughter there. Yeah, I'm a father. I take care of my child.
Yeah. It's funny. It's actually funny as well because like you've let me into your home. So obviously, like, I have to abide by what's going on in your home and respect your home. You're technically letting people who are watching here into your home into your space, right?
Yeah.
You know, we've got that cross virtual and reality going on, guys.
Hey guys, if you want to see my whole setup, you can check me out on my YouTube channel when I'm back right next week.
Yes, guys. Yes. We can't wait for Kelvin to get back on his streaming platform.
Oh, God.
It's going to be popping off. Because you're going to get more into that now, right?
Yeah, I'm going to get more into it. And and I decided to be more free, like what we were talking about right now. I really want to experiment with it. Because I think that's how I'm going to find my niche. What makes me comfortable here. And I have some ideas. But it's things that I have to test out and, you know, play with, and we see where it goes. But the things that I have coming in, it's just going to help me to do so much. Like, I'm planning on doing some gaming, and everyone does gaming. But I actually want to just try out different types of games and see how that works out, but do it live. Pre-recorded, but like do it live, so that when I get that new thing I was telling you about for my camera, it actually works on my Nintendo Switch as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, when I get my new iPad.
As in like the camera?
Like it can hook up to the Nintendo Switch, and you can in the game.
Oh,
like there's so much cool stuff I can do with this thing Switch Alive at the moment, and you know, I'm just getting more and more. More the route, kind of like that guy I was telling you about, Tyrone Magnus.
Oh yeah.
Because he has different things that he does on his channel. He doesn't stick to one thing. Like, he does reviews, so he might talk about stuff that's in the news. He does have a gaming section, you know what I mean? So I mean, my setup's completely different to his, but the thing that's similar between me and him is going to be is I'm just going to be myself and just see what goes. If you like it, it, you know.
Yeah, that's the main point of it, really, is like, how do we get into a place where we can show people, where we can show ourselves how we can be ourselves. You know what I mean? And like, that's why, like, I'm so passionate about having Candler Creative as a multidisciplined creative community.
Yes,
because it's so easy for everyone to just go into one direction, wherein actually, you know, like you just said about that Tyrone guy, like, you know, like I say, everything is creativity, and he is using all of his creative outlets, everything that he's passionate about and he loves, he's putting into the podcast, and he's talking about it, and he's discussing it. And I think we should allow all ourselves to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Even like I went to an event yesterday, London's Finest, awesome event.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, I've not even told you about it yet. It was you know what? It was really good. It was a really good event. It was at a place called Meters Squared, which is just an awesome community, bro. Like, they held our event. So I mentioned it briefly on the last episode about the Thrift Flip event, which was about, like, for the community and stuff. But they held ours there, and yeah, our event went amazing. And this event, again, it was very similar to ours in the sense it was multidisciplinary creative outlets. But I'd say it was a bit bigger. It was on a bigger scale. So they had like stalls, they had like brands and stuff which people could like showcase their work. There was like a food stall, there was dancers, there was like DJs, there was a couple of different music artists, and just the sheer love and creativity within that space was just off the charts.
Wow.
It was so sick. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you go to places like this and I speak to so many different people, and people speak to different people, and they tell them about their lives, and they say, oh, well, I do this, and oh my God, I love doing this, and on the side I do a bit of this. Cool, you're a full-fledged creative, but then we still put ourselves into this box and into these bubbles. And we don't allow ourselves to explore what that truly means.
Well, I understand why. Because when I was honest with myself, I love the film industry. And it's always been something where I'd like to excel in terms of acting or doing even voice work or anything. I know it doesn't sound like it now. Sometimes I feel like when you look at my face, it's like, is he really passionate what he's talking about there? But the thing is, when you desire in the film industry, I'm talking about, and music and that sort of thing, when you desire it so much, like you feel like you have, and then when you get involved in the industry and you realize what it involves to kind of get to that level, that's what, in a certain way, you feel like you have to conform, like that's where things become a little bit difficult, and then in trying to achieve those goals, because maybe you're not pretty enough, maybe your teeth are not straight enough. I had one guy tell me, hey, you're a handsome guy, man. He said, oh man, you've got the look, just need to straighten your teeth. You get straight teeth out. And he's right, I can get more model work and that sort of thing. And that's just the industry. That's just what it is. Now, there are other...
But again, and sorry to cut you short, but again, that still goes off to what we were saying. The industry is only like that because over time, people have conformed to it to get to that level of celebrity or that level of success, and that people have conformed to it, and it's just a constant never-ending battle of people conforming. So until we break that, and we go, actually, no, like, fuck this, like, I'm gonna just be me, and I'm not gonna straighten my teeth. I'm gonna keep how the fuck I want I want my teeth to be. And the more and more people do that, the more and more these top production places, business CEOs, all these different people go, oh shit, like, people actually do have a voice. Fuck, we should probably accommodate to that.
Most people won't conform though, because of the pressure, and the industry, as you've seen, is opening up. They're allowing certain things, or they have certain standards, so you either, and I think, like I was telling you earlier, I think this was off camera, I was saying, it's come to that point now where we kind of have to just deal with it. You got to conform to a little bit, or go do your own thing. You know what I mean? You don't have to do things their way, and you don't necessarily have to whinge and complain about it. I mean, we're complaining about they're so bad, they do this, they do that, they didn't let me have this, they didn't let me have that, which is fine because you're first in your industry, you have feelings, things like that. But I'm not gonna complain about it for the rest of my life if I don't like it. I'm gonna do something else or do it my way. You know what I mean? Where other people like it my way or what have you. If I think it's so unfair over there, because you're knocking on a dead wall. Honestly, yeah, baby girl, you're knocking on a dead wall, complaining about something you don't plan on changing, and you don't plan on doing anything different. You know what I mean? So like what you're doing with Candler Creative, that's pushing to do something different. You know what I mean? I thought oh, I see. I was like, why don't you go behind? Yeah. Kind of lost my train of thought there a little bit, but yeah, we've kind of conformed to a certain way, because like we're not trying to do something different. We're complaining, hitting on a dead wall, trying to do trying to get into an industry, and asking them to do things differently when that's their way. Yes, they have to make changes because society is changing according to the law, etc. That's not right. That's not how you treat people, and I agree with those things. But we can make an even bigger impact doing things like what you're doing here. When you're creating your own community and showing that you can do things differently, then why not Candler Creative become big, and then people come here and see how things are done differently here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess most business owners and most CEOs and the people who are the founders of all these different places, they had that first intention. I without a doubt, I don't doubt it for a second that their first intention was probably the same as mine, trying to just help and do this, but they're in the same. They're human as well, the same as us. They have to conform to that business mindset. Okay, wow, I'm getting to a level now. In order for me to get to this next stage, I have to do this.
Yeah. You are right. You are correct. I have seen that still working in the business industry and seeing that, and I see people struggle trying to be soft and not knowing how to harden up and not knowing how to make certain decisions that you have to in order to make your business run. A lot of people lose their integrity along the way, or start sometimes doing shady things. But it's not as complicated as you make it out to be. The reality is to keep things a certain way, there's going to be costs, and people start going down a very harsh route in how they treat people when they're not willing to to spend money in a certain way. When they try and cut costs, then they end up devaluing individuals and people, and people in different sectors, and then things kind of go the wrong way. You know, now people are unhappy. Why am I being treated this way? What's going on? Oh, you don't really understand. We have to do this for the company and this and that. It's like, well, no, you can afford not to have an extra £100 or £1,000 or what have you, for the sake of integrity, for the sake of people knowing that you're a really good company. But money sounds better, so we fall into that pressure of do what we need to so that this business can run and I can make money. Because you don't understand that I am not going to be able to keep this up and pay your bills and everything else, and keep the business running if I don't save and make these cuts and give you a lower pay rate, because I have to make money so I can survive and I can keep this business running.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to one day see if this really works out when I get there at one point. But I truly believe that you don't have to have the amount of money that you have, and then your business can have that level of respect from everyone when they can go, which is what I want for me one day. When they can go, wow, that company is great. Wow, that company treats his staff great. Wow, everyone's well paid, looked after, etc. You know, it's a good company. They're producing really good stuff. How are they doing it? You know what I mean? And when they look at me, I don't necessarily am the richest, whatever, but I got something with value over here. You know, so I think that's what's needed, and you don't have to worry, I think, Dan, about falling into that path, as long as you have to have the discipline to stick to your core beliefs, Because again, like I was telling you earlier when you came in, when we were talking off camera, I feel like I've kind of conformed to certain ways and forgotten a little bit what my values. So like I said to you,
Getting straight back
yeah,
to that
yeah,
core, like you
yeah.
look at your values and your core
Yeah,
values
yeah,
first,
yeah.
and then do what you need to do.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
got an
yeah, yeah.
invitation for a naked scene, and I said
Yeah.
no straight away. Kelvin, a couple months ago, would have gone, oh yeah, let's go. Why not? Let's see if I get the role with some money. I can help pay the bills. And I'm like, I don't really care if I can't pay the bills. No, I ain't doing that.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny actually. It's funny because literally off the cuff now. Like, so basically, after the event, I had to make a decision because like basically the event, and I said it even on the last episode. Like the event kind of broke my bank account because I was spending my whole entire time. Because the thing is with me, when it's the same as this podcast, it's the same as like you know, Candid Creative and stuff. When I get passionate about it, and maybe this is because of my self-diagnosed ADHD, and I always say self-diagnosed now because I haven't been diagnosed, but me and my family, like even my family thinks that they've got ADHD and stuff. You know, you see the traits, and it's not even seeing these stupid YouTube things and but when you genuinely research and you see it consistently, the same exact traits, and then you see documentaries and you see this and you go, like, that's insane, like that is me.
Right.
It makes you see like, okay, and that's why I say self-diagnosed. Okay, yes, I wouldn't actually mind going to maybe even get tested, but you know, with the wait, and it's like costs so much money to get it private. I just think, you know what, I just don't need it. Like I've now come to the realization, so now I can move forward and I can now make the decisions I need to make to better my life with this conscious thought in my head. Anyway, yeah, so what I had to because of this whole ADHD thing, whenever I have a project which I'm passionate about, I become obsessed. Like there is nothing on this. There is not everything else just becomes like almost irrelevant in my mind. So when we first started doing this podcast, you know, we had ups and downs and stuff, and I was very not forceful, but like I was almost like I was very obsessive, and I'd message in the group all the time. So we have a WhatsApp group, guys, and when we first started, like I would literally message like all the time, right? Oh guys, there's this. Oh my god, we should do this. We do this. We do this. And I see it now. It's because of this whole ADHD thing, and it's the same as the event. It was for a month. Like I was so passionate about it. Like I would send myself into spirals of like panic attacks, where like for a week, like my partner Soph, like she'll tell you, like I would be at home, and I would like be wouldn't even think about Soph. Like I wouldn't even see her. I wouldn't even be in the room. I'd be in the room, but I wouldn't be in the room. And I'd be so obsessed and focused on doing the event and creating all these different things and creating these plans and coming up with the virtual gallery and then doing this and then messaging like Nale, like what are you doing this with? Why are we doing this and doing this and doing this? And it was so obsessed that I forgot about like I forget about reality sometimes. So I forget that I need money to live,
right,
and I need to work in some sort of manner. Obviously, you know, the way I see Candid Creative going is I want Candid Creative to be my main focus, so I can support people and like hopefully, you know, I mean, let's just be real. I want to make money from this because I need to make money so I can focus on the community and I can focus on actually helping more people. That's just reality. That's just realistic. But because of that, I lost, like, I just didn't work. I didn't work. So that whole month, I was already skint anyway. Like, I basically had to use, like a lot of my savings. And the savings are kind of towards, like, my wedding next year. Like, a deposit on my house.
Right, okay, wow.
And I'm now in the state where I'm using, like, using a lot of that money. So, I basically, after the event, like, I had to come to a realization of, like, okay, Dan, like, what do you need to do? Like, what do you need to do? Like even my parents were saying like you need to get a part-time job, and like I haven't done a part-time job in so long because my values are free. My values and my mentality is freedom. Like I want to do what I want, and this is not like but I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I'm an individual with loads of different things that I want to do. and I'm on this planet just like every single one of us, and I want to, and I've got good values, and I've got good like ethos and stuff. So I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And especially if it like especially creative and stuff like this. So I've never wanted to kind of go back to like say like a hospitality job or retail job because I don't want to do it. Like I don't see myself in a 9 to 5 or a thing where it's structured. Yes, I have unlimited amounts of anxiety and mild depression and panic attacks all the time because of the uncertainty and all this different stuff, but that's my choice. And I see that also as a positive, all of that, because by me pushing myself into these anxious moments, I'm pushing myself to my next evolutionary stage of my existence. That's the way I see it. So I went into this, and this is that long-winded kind of point, but this is the point that goes on to that, is because I left the interview for this normal job, this normal retail job.
Okay, retail.
Yeah. So it was a normal job. It's like, do you know the range?
Well, you said retail, and any retail is stressful. that's how I was like. I was like a job, but retail.
No, but to me, and I don't want to I say normal job because a normal job to me is like, you have a paid structure, you have
that's normal.
a system. I don't want to make that point because I've said it before, and I almost feel like bad saying like normal job because
it is anything that's not normal is out of the ordinary. So if it's been duplicated or copied, it's normal.
Okay, cool. All right, so cool. right, we're on that side. Yeah. So that's my point now. What was it? What were you just saying?
Because I got shocked when you said in retail. I said retail, so it's like, why retail?
Oh yeah. So basically, like so like normal jobs to me, like a retail job or like stuff like that. The way I see it is like I guess it's the same as like say Deliveroo, like Deliveroo, or like I work at ASOS. Like ASOS to me is like a normal job, but I like that. Because I almost like normal jobs because it's almost like a meditation for me. I don't have to think about all this craziness about building a community and bringing people together and trying to find these people work and then sorting out contracts and talking to clients and organizing the podcast and doing all this. Like yes, I love that. That's my passion. That's what I love. But I get a time out of it. And I get a time to kind of just have not think about anything except from this stupid task that I've got to do by putting this thing on a shelf and like. But I was in that interview and I was like, this is not me. Like this is not like I've been doing this like freelance work. Yes, I have not made a lot of money and I've been using my savings and my savings have been going down. But like, this is not me, and like this is not my values and my like what I want to do. So now I'm in like a battling stage of like, do I for a little bit or however long go into this and just see what happens, or do I risk it and just not do that and carry on doing what I'm doing with the hope, or not even the hope, I know that over time this like we will do something, like we will have it at a level where we can we can actually I guess make an income. And so that's the battle I'm in at the moment, because that's that same thing.
You're in that battle, and you can change that within a couple of months, but you have to realize the value. I think I've told you this before. The value in Dan Candler. You are a photographer. You produce really, really good work. The only work that you need to do right now is really find those clients who will pay. That's it. End the line, bottom line. You need to put some energy without spending money. Put some energy in finding the clientele, whether it's through an online platform or actually going out door to door, meeting people. You do that for 2 months, you come out with money. I've never seen anyone who's good at anything who's put in that type of energy and not come up with $1,000. When I do private dinners with Steve, it's £1,200, end of story. That's it. It's gone up to £1,500 now. Some people are willing to pay up to $2,000. And what you need is consistent work on that level. So what you need to come out of this mindset of I'm trying to find clientels, and they're going to pay me to take some photos, maybe £10, maybe £50 a pic, that sort of thing. No, you are a project, guys. What's the project, guys? All right, that's gonna cost you £2,000. I'm gonna come in and give you A, B, and C. I can do some of the photos, do the video, and that's great. You got the job, great. While you got that job, you're looking out, you're planning your next gig and trying to find your next client who needs something. You know, and the exact same thing I'm talking about right now. Somebody needs a Dan Candler right now. There's somebody in the UK right now who needs you to come in and kind of just sort out something. And they don't need you for a year. They don't need you for 6 months. They got something happening on the 24th of July, and they need you there now. They need you to sign on a dotted line, and they've got the money because they're just gonna throw it out like it's you know.
And this is why I say about like
24th of July was a random date, by the way.
Although I am free if anyone wants. No. This is what I say about competition, because it all started from like the NFT space. Why I loved the NFT space to start, because the way I saw the NFT space was there is an artist and a creative for every single person. No matter what you do, there is something for everyone. It's just about finding it, like you said. But there is something for everyone, and I think that goes across the whole board of everyone. What you do, someone in this world needs that, and there is not just one of those people. There will be multiple. So it's about finding that person, and then finding the people who are like that person. But I guess it's that never-ending battle of finding that, because that's the hard work. That's the work.
There's no finding. It's putting the work out. It's like we talked about consistency earlier. Once you are doing it, because you have to say, if you don't have it now, because I've just said you're talented, you can produce, you can do the project, so you can do all these things easily. So if I'm saying that and you don't have that now, all it means is that whatever you're doing now, you're not doing it to get those clients. So you're not doing anything wrong. You're just not doing the thing to get those clients. So, and if you are searching, you're looking, then you're clearly searching in the wrong way. That's all it is. We have to be honest with ourselves here. So you already know that you can get the clientele that you're getting now. For photography, I'm talking about. You already know you can do that. And the thing is, and to not work in a retail journey than what you're doing now to get the clients that we're talking about. It's the only I became honest about that, Dan, is when I spent less time out working. Like I said, I spent the last 2 months here at home. I've been able to survive a little bit from just doing a little bit of admin. I am trying to get some more film work, even my condition or whatever. If I can find some sort of role, because if I can even get up to 5, that's some extra income coming in the following ideas as well, what I can do. My YouTube thing, that's long term, because I see a lot of money in the bank just being consistent, and then 2-3 years from now, boom. But if I stop, then I won't see that. So you know,
how I want to detour that topic, just because it made me think. Last time, like I was talking to myself, I was like kind of brushing on the topic of just stopping. As a self-employed freelance creative person, and especially London cities where there's a lot of people, this idea of stop. How did you feel about that? Because you were go as well. You were on it. And then all of a sudden, stop.
I have to say, in the interim of everything, I didn't like not doing anything. It's really not. Have I enjoyed it? Yes, I'm not going to lie. I've never actually really had so that was nice. But then I also developed a lot of lazy habits, which I'm not happy with now. And it's hard work now trying to get out of those. But then I know exactly what I need to do, only because of the discipline that I had from the time I was younger. is I think stopping is important only for to I think it's only important so that you can reflect. I think be very careful with how long you stop for. Someone like me needs a day or maybe half a day to sit down and really think about what I'm doing.
But the way the way I'm like talking about it though is so for me personally, before I went to New Zealand, it was not okay for me to stop. And that's what I was saying about the whole thing of like if you if you stop, like you're not putting stuff out there, so you're not seen, and if you're not seen, you're not you're not successful, or you're not this, but I think it's that more of that like mentality of like going like like if you need to stop, like if the world, your body, and all these different things are telling you to stop, it's okay to stop. Whether that be a week, a couple of days, a month, like that is okay. And you won't get lost. You won't be off the face of the planet. People will still know you. The people who are most important, they will still know that you are there, and you have everything about I don't know what I was trying to say then, but they will still know you're there, and when you're back, you'll just get straight back to it, and you can show people who you are again.
I want to tell you something what I've learned during my time of not doing as much as I used to, and I've learned that you need to stop every day, and I do stop now every day.
I had a
stop every day, and you need to take a break. So when you take a break, that means you're not work, you're more concentrated on family and doing things or whatever. Taking a break and stopping is two different things. Because when you stop, it means you have 24 hours in a day. You have work that you need to do within those 24 hours. You need to fix the time within those 24 hours when you are going to work. And then when you stop working, you dedicate time. Like, when we talked about what did I say about yesterday? I'm spending time with my daughter, right? There was no work after that. There's no work. I was supposed to be working this weekend. I said, no, I'm not working. I said, I've been going for 10 days straight, physically working. My daughter's supposed to be here Friday. She's not, so she's coming tomorrow now, Saturday. It's going to be Saturday afternoon, so on and so on. Because she's not there, I'll pop in the morning, help with a few things. After that, you ain't seeing me again, not till Monday. So, these 2 days, and I already knew that Sunday we're having the podcast as well, which for me is chill. Because it's something that I want to do, something relaxing. And I can have my daughter here with me. It's an hour out of my day relaxing, and she can be a part of it, and then we're gonna play games after. So it's like to me that is stopping. That's stopping. Have I taken a break? The last time I took a break was 2018. It's the last time I took a break, and that was for 3 days. That was the last time I took a break. I can't even say I took a break when this happened. If I actually took a break, how am I going to make money? How am I going to survive? You know what I mean? So it's like, it doesn't...
Yeah, it's a bit like, because I said to myself after the event, and I had to, and this is very important, like, for me to say that I have to stop is a big deal. Because, like, I don't stop. And that what that event did, and don't get me wrong, I keep saying about how hard it was and like all this stuff. I loved it. I loved the chaos of it. I loved the organisation of it. But it being a first event that I'd ever really done, it was a lot mentally. And that because of that kind of mental struggle, having panic attacks every single day for like a month, and having this just constant worry and anxiety and all this different stuff, I had to tell myself, look, Dan, like, you need a break. And even now, the last 2 weeks, like, okay, yeah, I say I'm having a break, but I'm still talking to like 3 different clients and organize it, doing this podcast, and then having meetings with like the core team, and then also trying to get work and all this. So okay, I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
But for myself, I had to tell myself, okay, Dan, like you need a break. Like, so you do what you need to do. Like if if you're doing one thing one day, cool. But then I noticed the other day, I told myself I was stopping all this stuff. But I woke up and I started working, which is what I always do. I wake up, and as soon as I wake up, I literally start working, which is really bad. I need to get out of this habit. But anyway, I started working till like 2:00. I think it was about 2:00, 3 o'clock. And Soph, my partner, comes in, and I'm like this. Like, and I always do this thing when I know, and I can tell when I'm getting over the top and doing too much, because I was doing like 3 different things. I was editing images, I was like editing video, I was messaging clients, and I was trying to formulate a contract and do all this different stuff, and doing this and this, and then all of a sudden I literally started shaking. Like I was shaking from the inside, and like I was like stretched, and I could not even focus on Soph. And again, this is where the whole ADHD thing comes in, and where I can notice it, because as soon as I kind of saw that, I had to tell myself, Dan, whatever you're doing right now, you need to stop. And this is what Soph said to me as well, and Soph indicated that to me, which then made me realize, and I had to force myself to stop what I was doing. I was ready to write up a contract and do all this stuff, but Soph said it, Soph left, and I kind of, rather than me, and this has gone through many years of development and many years of kind of understanding myself. And again, I mention it again, but the whole ADHD thing, it's clocking where it is now and going, okay, Dan, you need to stop now. And I stopped. I went outside. I went for a walk. Went for a really nice long walk, and I felt so 10 times better when I got back. But I was like, it was, and but the reason I say that is because I told myself about having this break for 2 weeks or however long, but I still didn't, and then I still reverted straight back to that on this day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And then but then that's when I clocked it, and I was like, oh my god, like I did tell myself I was going to be resting, but now I've just given myself 500 tasks again.
Because you're in a cycle. You're in a cycle because you need to stop, and then you do everything in your power when you get to that limit, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna relax now. But the problem is what you do after you stop. That is the problem, and you need to when you have a free moment and you're home, and I've done this. Be realistic about what is the income that I need coming in. That's going to make me comfortable, and what's the least amount that I can do to get that income. It's very, very important. And once you can achieve that, if I make £200-300 less, am I going to be okay? Yeah, that'll be fine. What have you? I can make it up the next month by doing A, B, or C. What you really, really need to do, because from the explanation that you just gave to me just now, it seems to me that if you're doing all these 3 things at the same time, and you're really pushing to get all this stuff out so you can get it off to the client the next day, what have you is going on. It seems to me like you really need that. Where I have been in your shoes and I've gone, I can leave that another couple of days or so. Not doing that. How can I afford to do that? There's no desperation to do it right now.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I've said this before when we were speaking about the whole podcast thing and about my obsession with the podcast, and when we were speaking in WhatsApp, and I said to you guys, what I realized after speaking to Balthazar and stuff like this, how I never knew, I could never see it, but once you have that realization that actually this is a desperation. This is a call for, like, you're and
you need it.
You need it. You need it. You need it, and you're desperate for it. And I think it goes back, and again it goes back to this whole like awareness thing. We've spoken about it before. Like we need to become aware of our reality and ourselves. And even if when you think that you're aware of yourself, which I've been in the past, I remember very, very vividly a couple of, maybe even last year before, I specifically said to Soph, I feel enlightened. I feel enlightened. I feel like I know myself. I know who I am. And I feel so great. I feel content. I feel happy. Like I've got, like even like, I'm not at whatever this level of success is, whatever, but like I feel great. A week later, I was depressed and anxious again. And I was like, what is life? I have no idea what the hell's going on. So when you think like who you are and what you're about, the universe and the world throws something at you and goes, no, you still have a bit of learning to do.
That only happens when you haven't balanced out your life whatsoever. And I'm saying these things to you because I see it when I'm out with certain individuals. There's people who I see go through this sort of thing. And because I'm looking on the outside, I'm going, wow, you can fix it very easily. Like if I spent a week with you, I could probably outline a whole bunch of stuff, and I'll go right. And I'll probably tell you to give up a lot of work. And then you'll probably go, no, Kevin, I think you understand. I need that. I need this job. I need that. And I'm going, and in my head, and I'm saying this, in my head, I'll probably be going, yeah, I get it, but that's caused me too much stress. That's caused too much anxiety. And the thing is, I had to go a little bit without to get where I am now. So there were points where there was no money coming in. There was no other points where I wasn't eating or didn't have enough. I mean, up to this day, really, I don't really eat. I save a lot of money on food. A lot of money on food because I don't eat that much. You know what I mean? So I save a lot of money on food. But when you come to the realities of actually this isn't working for me and it's not paying me that much. I keep going back to money because I found like balancing my money income has helped me kind of level out my stress and anxiety, because the reality is we need income in the system of the world that we live in right now. You need capital to survive, and to ignore it like, oh, I'm not obsessed about money, this and that. I didn't ask you that. I asked you how much money you come in a month so you can support yourself and your family. I didn't ask you to be obsessed about money. I'm not obsessed about money either. Don't really care for it. But at the end of the day, how am I going to pay for this roof, these lights that we have on right now? Come on now.
And that's why I now become real. And that's why I become real with it now. And I say openly on here. And I say, look, I need money to run. I need money. I need to make money from Candler Creative. And I've said a couple of times, maybe not on this, but I've said to people, we need to change it to a thing of like, if you talk about money, that you need to make money. You're not like a money orientated person. The reason I need money is because it's almost like there's a particular word I'm looking for. It's I have a duty. That's the word I was looking for. I have a duty now to make money, because if I can't sustain myself and my just being comfortable, because I've never said I want a mansion, I want all this, I want to have a nice car, I want all this. No. And something I even say to Soph all the time. I don't say that all the time. That's a lie. I tell, like, what I say to Soph and what I say to people is, like, I don't care about being rich. I just want to be comfortable. I want to have a life where, like, I can buy food. I can pay for my bills, and I can maybe go out on the weekend with Soph and maybe maybe save up enough money within a month to buy a new lens, rather than spending 3 years to save up to buy a new lens. You know what I mean? This kind of comfortableness. I want to be that comfortable. And when I'm that comfortable, I can focus wholeheartedly on Candler Creative and making that into an entity where I can help other people be comfortable, and even get to even if they want to get more, maybe even help them to get a little bit more and get that, and wherever they want to be. Because that's where I see my passion lies now. Because whenever I'm helping people and giving them like opportunities or work, putting on the event for people to connect with other people. That's where my passion lies now. I see that full-heartedly clear now. That's why I'm not too like, I love photography. Photography is my passion, and I love different creative. I love modeling, but like it's like yesterday at the event, like I went to model, but I wasn't like a model and like, okay, I've got to be like this. I just modeled. I was like, yo, this is sick. I haven't modeled in months. This is so cool. It's the same as photo shoots. When I have a photo shoot, I'm like, yo, this is sick. I get to have a photo shoot, but my passion lies in connecting people together and building something with people and seeing joy and fulfillment in people's faces.
Well, you see what you said there just now. That's the that's the point when it comes to work I'm talking about, where you've gone there, you've enjoyed it, you're happy with it, you're content. There's no pressure. You know, it's something you enjoy. You know what I mean? I do that, but I walk away with 500 pounds. You know. Yeah, because some things happen, I'm a part of it, and I'm walking away with maybe 200 pounds for the day, or 100 pounds for the day, for the couple of hours of this and that. You know what I mean? And for you, because you need this for what you're building. This is how you build the community you're trying to build right now. You have to immerse yourself with certain types of work that are gonna keep you sane and happy and content, which you walk away with a bill. You understand? And at the end of the day, you have to work that way and you have to earn money that way. It's the only way to build the community.
Yeah.
You understand?
Well, don't you worry about that, because we've actually got something. Oh, Frozen, but don't worry. Because I'm still here. I actually look like an idiot as well. Oh my god.
You look like someone here. Okay. I'm trying to think. It's an actor.
I don't know, but why are my eyes so like shiny? Look at I look like
it's the light.
Oh, there we am. Oh, that's jokes.
I think it's James something who's in Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. I forgot his name.
What, the actual Spider-Man?
The first Spider-Man movie that Sony did.
Yeah.
With oh gosh, can't remember his name. Veens. Could you turn the volume down just a little bit, because I don't want to get this striked off. I know what these guys are like, just a little bit. I don't want to get striked off.
First Spider, I'm gonna have to Google it. Fact checked. This is the first time.
We're doing a fact check. It's Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
And it's
Andrew Garfield.
Not Andrew Garfield. No, the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. But there was an actor. When you froze just now, you look like him. Osborn's son, the guy who played Harry.
Harry Osborn.
Yeah, the guy who played Harry.
Oh, yeah.
But I think his name is James something.
Yeah. James Franco.
Yeah,
James
that's
Franco.
the one I think it was. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm usually so bad with names. That was actually alright.
Hey, I'm usually bad with names. I actually remember his first name. There you go. There you go, James. You're welcome.
Well, we were on a track of saying something, but I've completely lost what that was. I don't even know how long we've been.
It's been 1 hour and 13 minutes.
No way.
And that's an hour since you officially started the podcast.
No.
Yeah.
That's mental. Okay, well, I think we should give it. We should call it.
No. It's been a good one.
It's been really good. I like this in person. This is so much, and this is what I say all the time about even like Zoom, when you're having Zoom meetings, and why I will always. Okay, if we have to do a Zoom, we can do a Zoom. But I will always state, if we are doing a meeting, any kind of meeting, is in person. Because you get the energy of people.
100%.
You get to actually like vibe. You get to look them in the eyes and be like, okay, yeah, cool. You actually get to see them when you're actually speaking.
Now you need headphones.
yeah. That's next time. I can't wait to get headphones, man. I can't wait to get headphones.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we should leave it there. And I mean, I don't know when. We don't know when the next episode is going to be, right? We're going to have a little discussion about it, and we're gonna kind of we're gonna try and get it on a level where we can be consistent. Because I even said it last time. Like, I want this to be weekly. Like, whether it's weekly or 2 weeks. Like, I wanted to get on a consistent level where we can actually give the audience something.
I think 2 weeks. I think every 2 weeks is a good way of getting us back to that 1 week. Because like we said, in March, I felt it, because I'm always on it. But when I fell with Bell palsy, I had to just. It was hard, but I had to stop, like you say. So it's that. And then obviously you went away.
Yeah.
Chris had to go to the army.
Yeah. Yeah.
God knows.
We'll find
Chris,
out about that.
we're looking forward to see you back. As a matter of fact, we're gonna drag you here.
Yeah. You're going back, son. I'm getting you. Yeah,
But
yeah, it was hard. It was hard, and
yeah.
it's hard to get back into that flow. So I mean, you know, I might even do like a random solo episode, and stuff. I mean, Kelvin, feel free. You know, you're a big part of the podcast Flames and stuff. So feel free to like do a solo episodes, and like we can put them out whenever.
Okay.
And then we come back. You know, we might be like this where I come to Kelvin's. I was looking at myself. I always do this. I clock myself is right there. See, this is the bad thing. There's a TV right there, guys.
I put a TV in front of him so he could see everything.
Because I should have looked right here. Yeah, and we're gonna try. Like, I might come back here. We might do it on Zoom. But like I said, like and like you said, like I think that having that consistency, because I love this. Like I really do.
Yeah. No,
I get the vibes. Like even if like if you guys don't enjoy it, I enjoy it.
No, it's good.
So yeah, that's it. That's why I get so much love and fulfillment and just joy out of this. So I can't wait for our next episode and to be back, especially here as well, because
This is
But yeah, so might be back next week, might be back the week after. Who knows? That's kind of creative chats though. Boom boom shake shake the room. Follow, subscribe, like, all that shizzle. We're out, peeps. Sick. Sick.
Wait, am I gonna do the outro?
Yeah, why not?
Let's just do the outro.
Let's just do the outro. I can always edit it out.
Oh, that's true.